Hi everyone, welcome back for another tutorial. In this tutorial I want to show you how I created this image right here. So let's go and select the images. This is the image I took of a sunset. This is just a random image and I like the way the trees are. And I've got a tree right here and I've got some giraffes. So let's start with this one here. Let's open in Camera Raw and I'm just going to add some vibrance, some clarity, and open up the exposure a touch and just a bit more of saturation. And I'm going to open the image. There we go, it's right here. So now back to bridge, and I'm going to select this one here. Like I did before, I'm just going to open in Camera Raw, and what I want is create a silhouette on this image. So I'm going to add some contrast, just make shadows dark, blacks darker, just open up the white. So I've got a lot of contrast within this area right here. And I'm just going to open image. There we go. So first thing I want to do right here is I want to have the top all white and the bottom of the image all black, so I can create a nice selection. So what I want to do is I want to duplicate the layer just in case I mess up, and I'm going to select the brush tool, and what I want to change is the mode right here on the top. I want to change from normal to overlay. So now whenever I'm painting, so like so, I'm just going to make my brush bigger. As I approach the black areas, the black stays as it is. So if I flip the colors around, so D for default, and I've got my black as my foreground, so I can do exactly the same, and like so. And as you can see, I've got nice detail throughout this line of trees. So I just go and select normal now, and I can now paint the remaining of the image like so. I just want to zoom in slightly so I can just come here and get this sorted as well. Okay, we've got this area right here, so I'm just going to flip the colors around and I'll just go like this. Cool. Even though it's not perfect, it will be soon. So with the clone stamp tool, I'm just going to clean up this area a bit, something like this. So like so, and in here as well. And there you go, we have a nice clean line here. Just want to make sure that this is nice and neat. So I'll just make it smaller. Like so. And as before, I'm just going to select blending mode of the brush to overlay and just paint first with, selecting the brush tool, of course, overlay and white, and just brush it in black and white and black. There you go. Cool. So now I can bring that into this image right here. So I'm going to select move tool and just drag this over here, holding shift, and this way just stays in the middle. Great. So I can close the other document, so I don't need to change. Now back to bridge. As you can see, I've got this bridge here. When I first did this image, it was a couple of years ago, I had to go through the process of cutting out all this tree from this image, but I don't need to do it now because in Photoshop now has a filter that I can actually render some trees. So I've got my beautiful giraffes right here, and with the selection tool, I'm just going to select quick selection. I'm just going to select them all, select the giraffes like so. Bear in mind one thing, this was shot with point and shoot, so the quality is not the best, but as you can see, still it will achieve a nice look to it. So I'm just going like so, and it was the camera I had in my pocket that day. So there you go. So I'm just selecting giraffes. Feel free to use any other method that you may prefer. In this case, I don't need to use pen tool or any other type of selection. The quick selection does the job nicely for what we're after, because at the end of the day we want to have the giraffes in silhouette, because it's a sunset and we are shooting against the sun. So to have a proper exposure of the sky, the beautiful giraffes, they'll be black in silhouette. So something like this, and I think it's looking quite good. I would spend a bit more time doing this, so whenever you try to do this, spend a lot more time than me here now. But the point is, so you get the idea. So there you go. There's one leg. Let's bring the other one in. Just zoom in and just make it like so. It's getting a bit tricky now because it's trying to get all the areas. So just going. Doesn't matter. Just going to select legs, and then I'll deduct all the other bits. So as you can see now, I need to, holding Alt, I'm just going to remove that from the selected area. So still holding Alt, and as you can see, I'm just getting rid of those areas from my selection. I could take it to camera raw, even though it's a JPEG. I could take it to camera raw and add some contrast, and then bring it in as a smart object, and I could tweak it, or I could just keep it as it was. It's very powerful either way, but for this particular image it's quite simple, to be honest, so it doesn't matter. So there you go. And as you can see, it's nearly there. Very quick and dirty selection, but it will work fine. And lastly, this bit here. So like so. And we are nearly done. Okay, so it's pretty much okay. So what I want to do is I want Control J, Command J on the Mac to put that on a separate layer, like we see here. Now, what I want to do is load this as a selection. So holding Control or Command on the Mac, and click on the thumbnail of the giraffes, and just fill with black. As you can see, black is my background color, so I'm going to hit Control or Command on the Mac and delete. So now we have a nice silhouette. And as you can see, even though it wasn't a perfect selection, we can get away with it. Actually, just this bit here, that we can just, this doesn't look right. There you go. Even though I don't like the razor, just for this thing, it didn't matter. So I've got them and bring them into the other image. So obviously different profiles. Cool. So now we have all of this. So what we need to do now is very simple. So we've got the sunset, and we want the earth and the sky, but we want to get rid of the sky. So just come here and select magic wand and click the sky, add the layer mask, and obviously it's inverted. So Command I or Control I to invert the mask. There you go. We may have a bit of fringing in here, but we get that sorted in a second anyway. So I can just bring it down as I had on my original image, something like so. Now I'm going to just select the background and just make it slightly bigger, something like this, and just bring down this area right here, something like this. Cool. And I'm just going to select the layer mask and get rid of these areas right here. as well. So cool. Okay, and now we have giraffes as well. So I can see there's a bit of fringing on the giraffes, but we can get that sorted as well. So just select it, and with the move tool, Control T, and just resize giraffe, something like so, like this. I'm happy with this, looks cool. And now the tree. So the tree, I'm going to just create a new blank layer. I'm going to filter, and right here we have render, and we've got tree. So now we have the option of creating a tree. I like this tree, and as you can see, we've got light direction, leaves amount, size of the leaves. I like it. I think it's cool as it is. So I'll click OK, and now Photoshop is giving me a tree. So it was much easier than cutting out the other tree. So we've got the tree here, so I'm just going to resize it, something like so. That's cool. Now I just want giraffes to just make them a bit smaller, so Control T, Command T on the Mac, just make them a bit smaller, something like this, and accept the changes. So now we have the tree that doesn't blend in here, so let's tree, giraffe, and earth, and sky. There you go. So this way, keep everything nice and organized. So on the tree, I'm just going to, well, levels adjustment layer, and add a clipping mask to the tree, so between the levels and tree. So I just hold the Alt option on the Mac, and between the two layers I'll just click, and now whatever I do affecting just that area. And as you can see, it's only affecting the tree, so I can just bring it down like so, and as you can see, it's nice and dark. Let's see if, yeah, that's as far as it goes. So now on the earth one as well, I've got the problem with the blue fringing, so I'll just apply some levels into here. So Command L or Control L, and this way it will bring me the levels. And just playing with the levels, you'll see that I can actually just select this. Okay, then the layer mask, Control L, come on, Control L, and I just want to make sure that just get rid of most of it, of the fringing. And as you can see, it's disappearing just like this. I think it's pretty cool as it is. And just as before, I'll just go new levels and just clipping mask into it and just bring it down, and now it's all black. That's cool. So now I want a bit of the sun shining through the tree. So what I want to do is, I want just below the tree, so this is the tree, so below the tree I'm going to hit Control or Command on the Mac and click, still holding, on new layer icon. This way just creates a new layer just beneath the tree. So I'll just grab a paintbrush, and I want a nice bright yellow, something like this. Select the brush tool and just make a nice big brush, nice and soft as you can see, and just something like this. Let me do that, something, and just drop the opacity. Probably it's too yellow, so I'll just sample from this image here, and I'll just go something like this. Yeah, and now just make it smaller and make it hot point in there. That's cool, that's cool. So just turn down the opacity. Yeah, I think it's okay. We just reposition that. I'll just go something like this. I don't want to be too much in your face. I just want, so this way just gives a bit of a glow around the tree. And Now I'll just go and select the photo filter and warming filter, and I'm just going to make it nice and warm. Let's see which one is better, like so, before and after. This way it just evens out just a touch the image. And I'm just going to take all of this into camera raw, so Control Alt Shift E or Command Option Shift E. Filter, camera raw filter. I'm going to saturate quite a lot, add some clarity, just the shadows I'll leave them as it is, just add some contrast, bit of the exposure, something like this, so it has a bit more drama to it, and just highlights, and let me just see the whites, something like so. Click OK. Look at this, it looks quite cool, doesn't it? I think it looks very nice. Actually, I see a problem right here. I see a problem with the tree. So what I'm going to do is actually just select new brush and overlay, and as you can see, it was just a bit I missed, but changing the color, of course. So let me undo that, D for default, and just start brushing in like so. I think it was too much, so I'll just bring down the flow, something like this, and just start brushing like this, and there you go. I think it looks a lot better. Let me just Alt and sample this here, and not too far. I think it looks good as it is. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and please feel free to show me what you came up to using these easy techniques. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.